Another bombshell in the Duke case. The accuser changing her story yet again. She's now saying that one of the accused players, Reed Seligman, did not participate, that he just watched. And she's claiming that the attack happened earlier in the evening, contradicting her own past statements. The defense is demanding the case be dismissed. Let's take a closer look at the case right now with our next couple of guests. Tad Nelson, former prosecutor who is now a defense attorney, joining us from Houston. And Gloria Allred is with us, attorney and author of Fight Back and Win, joining us from Los Angeles. Good to have you both here. Tad, to you first. Does the prosecution have any case left?
Actually, no. There's just no way. This case has gone from the ridiculous now to the comical. He probably should do the right thing, go in there and file some dismissals, move on and count his losses and prepare for his own little hearing in May with the state bar. You mean Mai-Fong?
You're talking about Mai-Fong,
yes,
right? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Gloria, what's your take on this? Any case left?
This is a case of death by 1,000 cuts, and it seems almost every day we're hearing a new cut. Actually, this is not new. It's just a new leak by the defense, because this is from an investigation that was done by the DA's office on December 21st. Having said that, there's nothing in this that's good for the prosecution. And I think, you know, the case is becoming a disaster for everyone. Yeah. I feel sorry for the alleged victim, for the defendants, for everyone. The only person I don't feel sorry for is Mai-Fong, because he's brought this on himself.
Well, Tad, back to you. Do you feel sorry for the alleged victim?
Well, it depends who you're calling the victim. I mean, I think there's 3 students at Duke right now who are the victims of this fiasco. As far as the alleged victim that Mrs. Allred represents, I mean, I don't know how much of a victim she is. I mean, everything she said has been contradicted. It's clearly that the DNA that was taken from both the vaginal and the rectal smears were from males that weren't involved with the Duke lacrosse team. And I think the Duke boys are the victim. I do not think that that the victim is legit here.
Yeah, why don't we call let's call her the accuser. Gloria, whatever terminology you want to use. Yeah. Why would you feel sorry for her if it turns out that she was lying and essentially damaged these young men's reputations?
Yeah, to set the record straight, I don't represent her, and officially the accuser is the district attorney, and so I do think it's appropriate to call her the alleged victim. Having said that, most district attorneys, probably 99.9% of all district attorneys, would do a full investigation before they file a case like this. Not file it and then begin to do a lot of investigation. And so, you know, sometimes there are some inconsistencies in an alleged victim's testimony. All of that has to be fleshed out. All of that has to be vetted before a filing decision is made. And apparently that didn't happen here, because the DA investigators themselves didn't interview her, even, this is conceded by Mai-Fong, until December, long after the April filing last year.
Yeah, Tad, now there is a hearing on May 11th, North Carolina State Bar hearing.
Right.
And I guess at that point, Mai-Fong could wind up disbarred. Do you think that will happen?
I don't see him getting disbarred. I think he'll get some kind of reprimand. The fact is, within a week of this case coming to fruition, he was immediately calling these students hooligans and calling them other names. That's not what a DA is supposed to do, and whatever comes his way is well-deserved, in all honesty.
Yeah. Gloria, back to you for a minute. Do you think that, I don't know, that people were maybe a little bit too quick to believe the alleged victim's story?
Well, I don't want to come to any final conclusions, because, let's face it, we haven't heard evidence at a trial in a court of law. What we're doing is we're hearing every day a lot of defense spin, and I don't blame them for putting it out. And we haven't heard from her except through police reports and through district attorney investigator reports. And, you know, she hasn't been subjected to cross-examination in a court of law. So, you know, it may be that something happened, but that it cannot be proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
So I don't like people who want to name call to the alleged victim. I mean, she's being put through a lot, too. And I think the professionals, the district attorneys, are the ones who should have made the judgment about whether this is a case that should be filed or not.
Yeah. Ted, bottom line, do you think all charges ultimately will be dropped, and what happens to Mai-Fong?
Oh, they definitely should be dropped. And I want to clear up something Ms. Allred said. the victim, or the alleged victim, she's had 5 opportunities. She's talked to an investigator, she's talked to a sergeant, she's done a handwritten statement, she's talked to a nurse, and now she's talked to the DA. There are so many contradictory statements that she's made. She's had her opportunity, and Ms. Allred talks about cross-examination. If she can't talk, and get her story straight when they're not trying to cross-examine her, just imagine how messed up it would be once they did cross-examine her. And as far as
Gloria, quick response, and then we need to leave it there.
I don't know what you mean by story straight. It sounds as though she's trying to be honest about what she believes occurred that night. Sometimes if people lie, then they're always 100% correct about everything. So I just don't want to be so quick to condemn her. I want to hear her side first.
We'll have to wrap it here. Gloria and Tad, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Now for a quick look at what's ahead in the next hour, let's bring in my colleague Phil Hemmer.
Hey,
Hello,
Bridget.
Phil.
Good